Fuck me, this cunt at the fucking traffic lights on the way here was
Fucking dog.
pissing me off. He had like a dishwasher in the back of his fucking ute.
Naturally.
Like a dolly. And like all this other random shit. And then like he's just gone super slow. So I went to the left lane. You know where like Ranford is? Got that, it merges into one before it heads to Tonkin.
Yeah.
That fucking annoying spot.
Yeah.
I was in ahead of him. He accelerated up on the right lane, forcing me to let him merge in. I was like, fucking cunt. And then he drives super slow like an idiot, almost hit the curb, like that whole little swerve thing that they do. I was like, you fucking idiot. Like, what is wrong with you? And I'm sitting there like shaking my head. I'm like, my car's not tinted. I want you to see me shake my head in disappointment at you. You fuck. And then, yeah, he gets to the lights and he's the first car to turn right onto Tonkin. I'm behind him and I see him put it in park. He steps out, checks something in the back seat, looks at me, checks something in the back seat again, gets back in the front seat and sits down, and then takes forever to take the corner onto Tonkin and stays in the right lane.
Oh, bro.
You asshole.
Get the out of the way.
Oh my god, man.
What
And I'm watching my rear view as I've like gunned it ahead of him, and I can just see everybody like piling up behind him.
fucking douchebag.
And then he goes, he gets in the left lane, like. And then I get to the Armadale lights, and there's like 3 trucks in the right lane, and one really slow one in the left lane, so no one's going anywhere.
Yeah. Tough times never last. Only tough people last. I love that shit. So that's why it took you an hour and 45 minutes to get here.
Yeah, correct. Oh no, the hour and a half was me shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 15 minutes was the drive.
What, shitting in the car? Or? Just like throwing it at that dude's car, like fuck your dishwasher.
It's the stick.
He just like lob it. It's like
I nearly got rammed into the middle lane on Stirling Highway yesterday.
Oh, what the fuck?
Always when I'm on the phone to Jake, fucking something almost happens where I get into an
dude,
accident.
this is like the
or,
10th time this has happened.
or I see something. It's like
in the last year.
Fucking hell.
so always something happens. Like there's an
You're a
accident.
bad omen.
Yeah,
What the fuck? What's it? I'm not even driving. He's the one driving.
it's not me. It's the people around me. Like it's scary.
Keep telling yourself that.
No, I was fucking cruising in the right lane coming home yesterday, and there's this old guy driving, and he's got 2 people in the car with him. All of a sudden, I'm fucking chatting to Jake on my phone through my Bluetooth and that, and all of a sudden this guy is just like turning into my lane. I'm like, fuck! I'm like, what are you
Didn't
doing,
check.
you fucking idiot? I slammed the fucking horn.
Didn't check.
No, and he's just like, I'm like, dude, you nearly cleaned me up. I'm like, he's in like a little Toyota, like a tiny little, probably a Camry or something. You can see this big fucking dark grey Hilux driving next to you. You think you'd see that? Fuck.
Obviously not.
No.
Damn pensioners.
Put your headlights on, Chris.
You should know.
Use their fucking superannuation to get better eyes.
Oh my god, I saw this thing. What
Superannuation.
was it? When Jeff Bezos, is it Jeff Bezos? Bezos. Yeah, Bezos.
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 When he was doing the whole fucking rally to go to the space and stuff like that. And there was all that controversy around like, oh, you're not paying your employees properly, and people were getting pissed off about that. Like, he's spending all this money on a like freaking space race, and he legit looks like Dr. Evil, and he's got a dick-shaped fucking spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
But what power was it? Oh, I forgot it.
Good one.
What is it?
You're thinking of Zordon from Power Rangers.
Man, they're all pointing at different clips of it. Like, what is that? You know that scene?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin
like-
Powers.
Looks like my husband's. Johnson,
Justin.
what do we got here? Do you want me to scramble a position, sir? Looks like my husband's one-eyed Willie. Come down and see one-eyed Willie. Wang, pay attention.
Yeah, no, he apparently was leaving a restaurant, and these people saw him, and they quickly, obviously everybody these days pulls out their phone and starts recording, and this lady at the top of her lungs goes, "Hey Jeff, how's all your billions of dollars? It's a shame that there's nothing that can be done with all that money to fix your lazy eye." It's like, oh, that's so bad. Like, oh.
He's just like,
He's like, have fun
Wipe
being...
it away with $1,000 bills.
His tissue box has got hundreds in it. He's like, have fun being poor, and just drives off.
in his dick-shaped car.
Do you think that's what millionaires and billionaires like? We buy like Kleenex and what are some other tissue brands?
Coles brand.
Select. Woolworths Select.
Woolsworths.
Woolworths Select. Kleenex and stuff like that.
Are the big ones.
Do you think the one that's specifically made for billionaires is called Hundreds and Thousands?
No, it's hundreds and fifties.
Dudes of the round table.
I just hit the table. You know what that means?
You gotta do a shot.
No, it means welcome to the episode 31 of Dudes of the Round Table, where we talk about the weird, the wonderful, and everything in between. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. How are we, guys? On my left, I've got Chris. On my right, I've got Jake. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Hello.
How are we feeling after that little bit of anxiety we had putting up this black flag just before?
I've calmed down now. I'm good.
No, that's normal. I mean, that's like me getting into a bad mood over like a camera not turning on.
Yeah.
I realize it's not plugged in.
Yes. I wasn't prepared, but it's all good.
That's it. Yeah, took you by surprise.
It's a surprise.
Surprise.
Here we go.
A surprise.
No, we're doing an episode tonight with just the three of us.
Yeah.
Me, you, and also you listening. Yes. We got no guests tonight because we said, we're not going to do a guest tonight because we don't feel like having a guest tonight because we got no guests tonight. Without guests, there's no guests tonight. So can you guess what we're doing
What really
tonight?
happened is people are just tired of listening to us. So
Yeah. Now you're going to have to...
the word's spreading around that we're just a bunch of jackasses.
So basically,
Talking
shout
shit.
out to Ray's uncle in India. That's our only fan in India right now.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Shout out to our brothers and sisters in India. We appreciate that you tuning in and listening. We love it. And
Definitely.
just shout out to listeners in general.
Absolutely.
Another episode, boys.
Another episode. I just want to throw something out there. I've not actually run this past you guys, but for those of you that are listening, share the love. Share us with your friends, your family, people that you think that would benefit from what we listen to. It might not be every single episode. It might just be one episode or a part of an episode. Tell them to go to watch and listen to episode whatever number at number 20. No, at minute 28 or whatever. Share it. Share the love. We want to get out there a little bit more and people to listen to us a little bit more and what we have to share. Don't go any earlier, like into the single digit episodes. Don't go there. They're pretty shit.
Nobody goes in, nobody comes out.
But yeah, share the love. And maybe what we might do is, if we get a couple of shares, throughout the week, throughout the month, who knows? You might get picked to get some free merch.
Hell yeah.
We'll go out of our way to make you some free stuff.
No.
And it's not just going to be some stickers and some coasters. It'll be some stickers and some coasters. Maybe a shirt.
Maybe you could get a cheeky
Shit.
poster.
Or maybe even the guests can request what they want from us.
That too.
And if you're really special, Jake might pull out some of his moustache hair and put that in the price pack for
And
you
it's
guys.
just
So-
rolled up in a piece of like
Yeah.
sellotape.
You're gonna have to give me about 6 months before it grows out fully again because I just trimmed it up. So,
Damn.
but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
No, but you do make a good point there, Ray. If you do enjoy the show and you want to recommend it to other people, please do. Like, just tell them to follow the Instagram page, check out the Facebook, just go on YouTube, see what's up with that, see
and
what's the latest.
You've probably seen there's a lot more YouTube coming out. We're actually playing catch up with a lot of our older episodes
Yes.
before we knew what a camera was.
Ray's been extra
Yeah.
busy these last few weeks putting together
Well-
old episodes for the YouTube page.
You know why? It's because we were doing it wrong from the start. Like right now, we've
Thanks,
got
Jake.
camera
Why you say
1,
that?
camera 2, camera 3 on tripods, right?
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
What the fuck are you doing?
Wayne's World, man.
I've
Get
not
with
seen
it.
that movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've seen a lot of movies. Come on, I do all the editing. What time do I have to watch fucking movies, bro?
Denied.
Denied.
No.
But we've got camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Before it used to be potato 1, potato 2, potato 3, like literally a potato on a tripod.
Hot potato.
If you tune into the latest episode 30,
The middle one was a sweet potato.
you'll understand
big
where
one,
we're going
Bodie.
with the potato footage.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like Ray was saying, please go ahead, share and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please.
Absolutely.
Talk about us, man.
Share the love
us
and we will
to
show
your
the love.
family, your friends, your cat, your dog, your fish. You freaking name it, baby. We're back.
And we'll shout you out.
Yeah.
We'll share the love too. We don't
better than ever.
Yeah, we don't miss on, people sharing the love and sharing us and liking and commenting. We get engaged.
It feels good. We
Yeah.
see the response from people, and we love hearing it, and we love getting feedback. And whatever you guys want to throw at us, as long as it's all positive, we want to hear it, and we want to hear from you guys. So
Absolutely. And we've got some cool things coming up as well. We alluded to it in the last episode. A little bit about like some different little tangents that we're going down
yes,
as well. So you fill in a little bit more. I think this might be a good opportunity. What do you think? To kind of
I think tonight's a good
Yeah.
night to put forward our new
Venture.
new venture. Yes, and our creative attributes that are going to be coming. So.
Yeah, so
that makes
obviously
sense.
for those who have been long-time listeners and loyal listeners with us, obviously have known that we just talk about everything and anything, hence the little tagline that we kind of threw in at the start of this episode.
Yeah, that's
The
fresh.
weird, the wonderful, and everything in between, because it literally is that. Now what we want to do is try to have segments that are going to have a little bit more specificity. So yours truly will have a little bit more on the health and mindset side of things. Jakey boy over here will have a little bit more on the urban culture. What can people kind of expect from that side of things from you?
I mean, shit. We can expect a lot of things, We got the urban culture, like Ray was saying, and a bit of pop culture, a bit of just a
Hip
bit
hop,
of
tattoo,
bit of
fashion.
like anything to do with latest like trends with the music world, the tattoo art, fashion world, and just a whole lot of just up and coming events that are going to be involved with those kind of things. So
I think
yeah,
that's going to
Keeping
be
us
very cool to
informed with
see.
the now.
so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really ready to get in this niche bag of mine, man, and to share it with you guys. So hopefully you're excited to hear what I've got to talk about, and feel free to give me some feedback on what you think I should talk about. And hell yeah, man, I'm excited to share what I've got to show and talk about my passions. So yeah, I'm keen,
absolutely.
man. How about yourself, Ray? What's going on?
Well, health and mindset.
So
I've
obviously
got-
Jake wasn't paying attention about 5 minutes ago.
no, it's all good. Okay, look, to elaborate a little bit more. It
Man, we're
won't
on
be
fire with our words.
Yeah, it won't be anything to do with English. But we'll be talking about like my points of view on certain health topics, mindset topics. These guys will be jumping in as well in terms of like their perspectives on things as well. You
Yeah.
guys can be jumping in on that too. And hopefully potentially running around having a few interviews with some of the top PTs, health coaches, health leaders here in Perth. as
That's
well.
good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing stuff like that. So maybe, hopefully, in the near future, you might see a few different kind of videos coming out on the
Yeah.
Dudes page, not just podcasting, but
More specific topics.
but we'll
Yeah.
leave that alone for now. But just keep an eye out in the near
an eye.
future for.
And what was
more
the other
video
one we were going to be
references.
running into? Something cool. Something.
Something out of this world almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the bag of niches,
Sounds outlandish.
in my bag, we're going to be talking about all things UFO related, aerial phenomena. As you know, I'm a massive fan of the subject and just completely immersed in it. I love it. And I'll have to share what stories that have gone down in history to up to what's happening now in the aerial phenomena subject. So
On that topic, you recently exposed me to, or like enlightened me on like the documentaries that have just come out recently
yes,
as well. I think we were talking the other day, and you were like, "Yeah, there's this awesome one that's out on Netflix and stuff like that." And I said that I'd try to watch it with Sam, and Sam was like, "No, this is boring." And we never watched it. And you're like, "Give it a chance, bro. Give it a chance. You warm up to it."
yeah.
We gave it a chance last night. We're hooked.
What episode are you up to?
4, I think. I think we're up to episode 4.
So
Yeah.
what like is it like a build up or something?
Oh, the first episode, like the first 10 minutes, it's pretty slow.
Is it
and then
like-
the end of the episode, you're like,
When you're watching it, though, like when you
Yeah.
first watch, you're like, oh, this is another typical,
let's just say we didn't go to bed till 1 a.m.
like a typical. How would you say? Like predictable when you first watching it, you're like, oh,
No, it was very information heavy at the start.
It is. It's information
But you need to know
overload
that
almost.
stuff. I think you need to know
Yeah.
that stuff to get into what the other deep stuff that they're going into later on.
right.
And for the life of me, I can't fucking remember the name of the doc. series.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, sorry, I should have written this down, but
Pause.
it is
But
good. So
Please.
if people who are
It is on Netflix.
interested in watching documentaries on UFOs and potential aerial phenomena, extraterrestrials, maybe this is a good one to start with, and just learn a little bit of history on the subject, and more recent and relevant.
Top secret UFO projects declassified.
That's the one.
It's a long name.
Did you notice in this series they do they show the little grey alien in like every second shot. You see this grey alien like spinning around. It's like standing still, like, okay, we get it. Like,
Yeah. I was telling Sam last night, like, this is probably the one thing that I picked up on it more so because we're diving a little bit deeper into, our videos now as well.
Yeah.
And like sound effects in the background of a video make a huge impact on
Oh, definitely.
how you intake that information from that video, right?
Yeah.
And they kept doing, you'll notice this now if you haven't already, they keep doing this and bringing it back up kind of sound
I
effect
know
in the
exactly
background
what you're
at the wrong fucking time. It's like in the middle of good information and it's just like the music's doing that in the background. I'm like, that has no relevance. There's no relevance. Who done your audio?
Yeah, fair
And then there was
fair,
one point.
fair point.
Okay, episode 1 and 2, everything was kind of okay, and that was the only thing I noticed. Then I think it was episode 3 kicked in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the faces were like skewed, and like they had like squished the video, like so their faces were longer. I was like, this is like very slightly,
Yeah.
but like I was just like, come on, like this is on Netflix. Get your shit together.
Yeah, that's another thing people get weirded out too, like having documentaries like that on Netflix
Having long
mainstream. People thinking, oh god,
What had the long face?
It's a horse.
jeez.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
What did you think to the animations that they've used in that doco series so far? It's kind of like 3D animation.
PlayStation 3 graphics.
It kind of is. It's quirky, but it works. But it's it's pretty weird. But
I actually thought about that last night while watching it, and I was like, 5-10 years ago, if I'd saw that, I would have been like, this is so real.
yeah,
And I probably would have been shitting myself. But watching it now, knowing that it is just 3D graphics and like really shitty movements, it's like, I don't know, maybe they done it purposefully.
I reckon they
Because
have.
one, because it's they had low budget, or number two, which I think it is actually the reason why, because of all these editing issues that I'm noticing. Not that I'm a pro or anything. But the second one was maybe just to distinguish what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not actual footage. Otherwise, someone will be like, it's actual footage. It's, no, it's not. This is a 3D model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That thing that you tagged me in yesterday was pretty sick. That the UFO 3D Apprentice.
Oh,
the floating little
The
UFOs.
sports model.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had a
and
whole
he's-
range of them, man.
Yeah, there's got like a magnetic thing going on where what we're trying to explain here, people, is I was looking through Instagram and someone has made the Bob Lazar shaped UFO in like a model, but what they've got is there's like a little magnetic field underneath. So you put the UFO on top of this little magnetic plate or something like
Yeah.
that, and it sits on top and it moves, and you spin around it, and it's literally just hovering.
levitating, yeah.
It's levitating on top of this magnetic thing, this magnet. Okay.
Yeah, it was sick.
But yeah, very, very cool. And I'm like, I want one or several.
Several.
So, yeah.
They're just all over the table.
Although there is a piece coming for the table at some point from our good mate Saunders. He's done a 3D print of a UFO and some other things. So hopefully we'll see that in the near future. So you might see a few new additions to the round table in the future. So
Absolutely.
shout out to Saunders. We love you, mate.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out. Hell yeah.
Now, there's another documentary you were telling me about.
UFO. J.J. Abrams, if you're familiar with
Oh,
some
I think
pretty
of a better name.
with some pretty big movies such as Star Wars.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest ones that he's done. You know, he's and TV series wise, he's done Lost, a whole bunch of other big epic
Now,
movies and series.
I
So.
think I might have seen something about it. Is this like actually like a movie? Like it's
I think it's a series.
a series,
It
okay.
comes
But it's
out-
not like a documentary or anything like that.
I think it's like a
Mockumentary.
no, I think it's a doco series. So, from what I've seen in the previews,
But I saw actual actors in it.
oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's like
Maybe.
I don't know.
Might be like a mockumentary, maybe.
It's on Showtime. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know how I'm going to stream it or watch it. So,
I think that's what they're called, mockumentaries. Mockumentaries. Speak my manometer.
What?
I think a sphygmomanometer is those blood pressure cuffs.
Ah, right.
Yeah, and then you've got stethoscope.
Stethoscope.
Yeah, I can't say it properly.
Stethoscope.
Stethoscope. The stutters group.
Yeah.
The group of stutterers.
I think you've lost everyone now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's some good UFO documentaries coming out, people. And if you're interested in the subject, I highly recommend checking the new one out on Netflix.
Yep.
The one we just described before. And the new one coming out on Showtime from J.J. Abrams. That looks really, really interesting. And it's getting good reviews from what I've heard.
Okay, cool.
And of course, Amazon Prime is just chock full of good UFO documentaries. I don't know, some are better than others, but there's a lot on there to choose from. So
Now, when we go down your little path of, paranormal UFO kind of stuff, can we expect more of this kind of, hey, this new documentary's coming out, or advising people to go watch this or that, and you reviewing through it?
yeah, that and more. Basically, I will be delving into, obviously documentaries series or whatever, documentaries on certain subjects on the topic. And we're going to go into witness accounts from the past up until now. We're going to go through like massive stories that have happened involving UFOs and, even abductee cases. I hate that word, but like, so I'd say experiences is a better word I like to use. So we'll get into the subject of that, maybe throw in a few paranormal stories here and there, but mainly on the subject of UAP, aerial phenomena. So UAPs,
UAPP. Big PP.
Oh my God, he'll be struggling with
Dairy,
words.
yeah, thanks. Oh.
Unidentified aerial phenomena. So yeah, well,
It's a cow.
cow mutilations. Yeah.
It's just, it's Twister, the movie. The cow's getting taken away. Oh my God. Unidentified dairy.
Jesus.
Jesus, right. That's a good movie.
Very good movie.
What's my favorite Helen Hunt movie? Twister.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll be diving into all sort of aspects on the subject. We're bringing up, stories like massive witness accounts, massive UFO stories that have happened in the past, and then talk about documentaries and just all things in between involving in that subject. So
now I've been curious, and I guess maybe not to give away too much, but give us a little bit. What got you into UFO shit?
I don't know exactly when it started,
He
but
just stops there. He just goes, I don't know.
yeah. Next question. I don't know. I've always been fascinated with the weird ever since I was a little kid. Like, I remember seeing things on the news and stuff like eyewitness accounts from stuff like, for example, the Phoenix Lights. That was 1997, so going way back then.
Yep.
And just seeing like pictures and posters, and obviously being a massive movie buff too. I love sci-fi, so maybe it kind of triggered from that as well. But the real aspect of things, is just seeing stuff on the news and in books and news clippings and stuff. I could be kind of fascinated with that, and like just seeing the grey alien face and kind of contributing that to the UFO phenomena.
I find it also interesting. Like, you guys obviously grew up together, like, but you have more of an interest in that than Jakey does. As well. It's like almost like either you comprehended it better, because you were older, or you had more exposure to it because you were around at that time.
Yeah, well, the 90s was a massive spike for UFO sightings and whatnot. But yeah, I've just been fascinated. I don't know exactly why I'm so fascinated with it. I just always have been. It's kind of always just been around me, like either in the background, like seeing things, and it's just intrigued me. My brain just sparks up. It sets a fire in my mind just thinking about the subject. And like, I remember an early memory from early primary school. Do you remember when you go to school and you get given, like 10, 15 minutes in the library to pick out a book to read for the week or something like that?
Yeah.
You got your book satchel bag, whatever.
Yeah.
I always used to get this book. It was kind of like on Earth Mysteries, and it had like a picture of like the Loch Ness Monster, a UFO, and like Bigfoot and all that sort of stuff on it. And I always used to hire that book out and just read through all the weird paranormal and UFO stories in there. And it just intrigued me. And that was like probably mid-90s, early 90s. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. And ever
But I
since
wasted
then,
my time. I used to just get Captain Underpants and Del Toro's Quest.
Goosebump books.
Yeah, Goosebump movies as well. Yeah.
But
Multiple
yeah.
choice ones.
This whole subject is you know, completely plastered through pop culture, especially over the last few decades in particular. And like, you know, we've had many movies on the subject of aliens and UFOs. Like, I could name a whole bunch, but you know, if you see movies, you know.
Yeah.
So
You know there's aliens.
so I can't stem exactly why I'm so heavily into the subject. It's just something that feels important to me, and it's just extremely fascinating.
Yeah.
And I want to learn more, and I want to know more, and it just seems to just stick in my mind. I think about it constantly. I think it's very important. So there's something to it.
That's actually why like he almost gets into accidents, because you talking to him, he doesn't find the conversation interesting, so he just starts thinking about aliens, and then next minute he's drifting off because he feels like he's being abducted.
He's just probably looking in the sky, eh?
Yeah, he's not,
Broad
he's not,
daylight.
not focusing on the road.
It's not so much always like, especially thinking about UFOs, like the thing with like people think, oh, UFOs, aliens. It's like, no, maybe it's not. Like, I don't think aliens straight away when I think of UFOs. Like most people do, like just throw that in there with it. But no, I think
Actually,
it could be a whole bunch of things we just don't know.
That's an interesting thing watching, you know, this the UFO Projects documentary on Netflix. They've kind of, and this is something I discussed with Sam as well, my girlfriend. Like, she was like, you know, I think that a lot of the UFOs that people see and the sightings that have occurred and the stories that have been unexplained for so long are actually man-made crafts that just happen to be in the area, and are now, you know, being taught as you know, extraterrestrial of nature, you know, from a different galaxy or an other world or something like that. But then there's also the argument of like, okay, well, in the last couple of decades or something like that, we've quadrupled our technology.
Pretty much. Yeah, you
know,
think from the 1950s to now, you think, oh my God.
yeah. It's like it's almost like we had cheat codes, so to speak, you know, running through that. And yeah, that was something Sam had always told me. She goes, that's her belief in it. She doesn't believe that they're actually aliens. It's just humans riding around in spaceships that aren't identified yet. You know, because like technically an airplane is a spaceship, a drone is a spaceship. You know, so those things are man-made, but we know what they are.
Yeah.
You know, back then, you know, they didn't know what drones were. You know, maybe there were early versions of drones.
Yeah.
You know,
You just never know. Like
never
some
know.
of the
documentary
stealth,
goes into that.
yeah, like stealth airplanes that they built.
Yeah.
You know, and they think, what the fuck is that? And then you see it now, you're like, holy shit, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now. Like you got to keep that shit quiet, because if you're developing these technologies,
Oh,
you get it in the wrong, if it gets put into the wrong hands, then that's bad news for a lot of people. You know.
Yeah. One thing I found interesting is that the whole thing of like hiding information from different countries and stuff like that is it's all coming down to politics. At the end of the day, it's like a dick measuring competition of like, you know, China wants to be on top of the world, you know, then America wants to be on top of the world, which they think they always are. And then, you know, Russia wants to be on top of the world. Everybody wants to own everybody. It's like, why? Just fucking deal with your own goddamn country. You got your own issues. Like, fuck off with the whole space thing. No one gives two shits. Like, I mean, it's interesting. I'm not saying that, you know, no one gives two shits about aerial phenomenon, but it's like, when it boils down to what they were talking about in the documentary was, it's a lot of that war competition, dick measuring of like politicians and world leaders.
Who knows more about what?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
I will say this, because I could literally like get stuck on this subject for hours.
Oh
but
god, yeah. Stop me.
I will say this though, like in the latest report from the Pentagon, they did say that a lot of these things, they don't know what the hell they are. They don't know that, and they say this isn't ours. It's not our technology. We don't know if it's foreign. We don't know what it is. We don't know. They don't know. So it could be anything. Like, and I'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could go on for hours about this subject.
How's that weird shit that you found? The time traveler.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh god, I've seen hundreds of those types of videos.
Nah, you know what was funny, but it's because he knew about it a year ago and only decided to talk about it the day before it fucking happened.
Have you seen like the trolling comments though? Like one guy has like jumped on his TikTok and gone like, "Oh yeah, you're from like what is it, 3077?" And like he goes, "Oh yeah, so you're from the year 3077 or whatever fucking year he's from."
Yeah.
You come back to 2020 and
I know,
the first
right?
thing you do is create a TikTok. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
and his answer is like, "Oh, I'm doing research." It's like, cunt, you're from the future. You should already know what TikTok is. You've been here
Yeah.
at some point.
Why would you come back in 2020? Fuck that.
Yeah.
2021.
And then he's like warning these dates, and like some of those dates already haven't happened, you know. And apparently there's a date coming up towards the end of the year where someone's supposed to get superpowers.
Yeah, it's like if we're going to get some of these predictions, can we have one that actually fucking happens this time? Like
Superpowers.
2012, 2000, 2021. Like, anyway.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have one of them. And what was that old lady that passed away? Her name was like, I know.
One from
I
Titanic?
keep thinking Baba Ganoush. Baba Ganoush is a dip.
What?
No. There was a lady. She was like almost psychic, and she had a lot of predictions about like the World Trade Center and all that kind of shit.
Oh, I remember hearing about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, did you share this with me or did I share this? Or was
I have no idea. Sam brought this up with me.
yeah, go on. I have.
Yeah, and it's like
seen this.
a lot of her stuff, and she's got one.
Well,
Apparently
Google
says-
her name. Let's try and find her.
Let's try and find her. Let's try and find her.
Saves us not giving
thinking
enough
about it.
information, You know. Give
Okay.
us a sec.
Keywords: old
Lady,
lady
psychic.
prediction.
In the comment section on this video for
Baba
the
Vanga.
YouTubes, tell us what your thoughts are on aerial phenomena. What are your thoughts on UFOs?
Yeah.
Let us know. We're interested to know.
Baba Vanga.
Is that her name, is it?
That's her name.
Okay.
Yeah. She predicted.
Oh, yes. She was blind too, right?
Yeah.
She went blind at a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she.
Give us one, Ro.
What did she predict? What were her predictions? She predicted ISIS.
Go to the 2016 one. What does that say?
2016 warned of invasion of Europe by Muslim extremists, a conflict she predicted would begin with the Arab Spring. In 2010, play out in Syria, where Muslims would use chemical warfare against Europeans,
Right.
and culminate in the establishment of a caliphate. I don't know what that is. By 2043, with Rome at its epicenter. According to Vanga, Europe, as we know it, will cease to exist by the end of the next year following the systemic elimination of entire populations, leaving the continent almost empty, a wasteland almost entirely devoid of any form of life.
Right.
If that sounds dramatic, consider development of the past year, which has seen ISIS edge perilously close to Europe with the taking of Sirte, a key Libyan city, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, overlooking the Mediterranean and birthplace of the late dictator Gaddafi. Yeah. So she's had some really interesting...
And that's just one of many. Like, there's heaps
one of
on
many,
here.
like she's predicted a lot of stuff. She predicted 1950s global warming and the 2004 tsunami.
She predicted
In the 1950s, she predicted the 2004 tsunami.
the Twin Towers too.
In 1989, yeah, she predicted the Twin Towers. In 1980, she predicted the sinking of the Russian nuclear submarine, the Kursk, in 2000. She predicted the election of Barack Obama. Yeah, she's done some weird shit. The future stuff, 2023, the Earth's orbit will change. Nobody really knows what this means. These are the comments on the website, people. 2025, the population of Europe will reach almost zero. That's scary. 2028, mankind will fly to Venus in hope of finding new sources of energy. Hopefully.
That sounds more legit.
That's
Yeah.
not that far away.
Yeah. 2033, world water levels will rise as the polar ice caps melt. This is already happening.
Yes.
2043, Europe's transformation into an Islamic caliphate is complete. Rome is named the capital. The world's economy thrives under the Muslim rule. 2066, America will use a new climate change weapon for the first time in a bid to retake Rome and bring back Christianity.
Jesus.
Far out.
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for our grandkids.
We'll be alive. This is another 40 years away.
Hopefully.
45 years away.
Man.
The 2076, communism will return to Europe and the rest of the world. Wait, hang on. Didn't Europe just disappear?
Where were you on that one?
Yeah. 2084, nature is reborn. Nobody's really sure what this means either.
Talk about human nature, man.
Yeah, yeah, they're still alive. 2100, man-made sun illuminates the dark side of the planet. This is already in the pipeline since 2008.
What?
Scientists have been working on creating an artificial sun using nuclear fusion technology. Interesting.
This one's interesting. This next one.
2130, with the help of the alien, civilization will live underwater. Okay. 2130,
underwater world.
Wait, hang on. With the help of aliens in 2130, the civilizations will live underwater. 2170, major global drought. That means there's no water. What the fuck happened? In 40 years, what do we do? Drink it all?
Too many bombies.
I love me a nice glass of salt water.
Floating away into space. Well, if the orbit changed, yeah, that would happen. The water would just come off the Earth. Holy shit.
Just freeze. Would just
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
Two large volcanoes.
Or it would evaporate from the Earth's
successfully
heat.
stopped.
I don't know. I don't know what would happen. Would it freeze or I don't know. That's
2187, 2 large volcanic eruptions will be successfully stopped. Interesting. I don't know how. There's no water. 2201, temperature drop as the sun's thermonuclear processes slow down. 2262, planets will slowly change orbits. Mars will be threatened by a comet. So what's the point in moving to Mars then, right?
Yeah, look at this one. The second last one.
2354, hang on, I'll get there. 2354, an accident on the artificial sun will result in more drought. I mean, fucking, I don't know how much more drought you can get from a drought. 2482, artificial suns will collide and leave the Earth in darkness. I don't know if that means that the Earth dies as well, because I mean, I'm sure that's what would happen. 3005, a war on Mars will change the trajectory of the planet. Okay. 3010, a comet will hit the moon. The Earth will be surrounded by, I cannot read.
Rock and ash.
By rock and ash.
Well, that's a prediction that could happen at any time.
By a ring of rock and ash. Okay.
Yeah. Wonder what that will do to the. Actually, no. I was going to say I wonder what that would do to the tides on the Earth and the oceans, but there's not going to be any water.
3797. By this time, everything on Earth will die. However, human civilization will be advanced enough to move to a new star system.
I hope so. Jeez, that's what another.
Interesting.
That's a long time away.
Yeah, that's not our problem.
None of those are.
No. Oh my.
So the future doesn't look that great, people.
No. Shit.
So yeah, but we're all gonna be fish.
Yeah, and then we're going to drink all the water as well. Aliens are coming along. You know what the solution is to your global warming issue? Live underwater. We live underwater, water disappears. Aliens are like,
So what you need to do is go mine the asteroid field, bring all the ice back from outer space and melt it and bring back water. Anyway.
Dang.
It's
and in the process, that's what causes the two artificial suns to collide.
it's way too hot.
Yeah.
Hot out here.
Oh man. Where are we going with this?
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I think I was talking about the predictions. And
Well, we hope you're all still listening.
yeah, that was really interesting to kind of go through though. We'll pop that up on screen anyways, so
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Man.
Wow, we've got some cool stuff to look forward to, hey?
Yeah.
Just like we got some cool stuff to look forward to, or already are looking at the moment. Well, looking at with our ears, isn't that right, Jakey?
Hey, yes, sir.
See that segue? That was fucking smooth, wasn't it, Chris?
Swing.
Wait, aren't we? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
What about the diabetes?
We'll get to that later. Before I pass out.
Shit, his levels are low again.
My bag of lollies in here. Can't feel my
Meanwhile,
tongue.
Bishop's like eating on the fucking jelly beans. Oh. Nah, man. We're gonna dive into some freaking music, man.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna talk about some new releases. We're gonna talk a bit about Kanye fucking around with us and not releasing damn new music.
Yeah,
man.
what is up with that?
Yo, so Kanye, for the listeners who don't know who Kanye is, Kanye West
Get out from under your rock.
is one of the
I was
biggest.
just about to say that.
Kanye West is one of the biggest trolls / musical genius in the world right now, and he has been for the last probably say 2 decades almost. This man has made some absolute slaps, bangers, tuna sandwiches, whatever you want to call them, man. But you know, a lot of people in the last say 6 years, maybe even nearly close to 8 years, have not been a major fan of his albums. There's a couple of good ones in his earlier prime time. You know, I mean, shit, you got classics like The Graduation.
Dude, I was going to say that's my favorite album.
The Graduation album.
That's the second album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite out of his?
Yeah, I'd probably say that one, or if not, it would be what's the one with shit? I'm having a mental blank here.
All I can think of is like Flashing Lights and like all that sort of stuff from the Graduation album.
Yeah, that
Bangers.
I don't have a favorite album, but like if I had to pick 3, it'd be Graduation album. It'd be what's the one with it's like blurred out, the red one?
That's the one I like. I'm looking it up at the moment. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, so yeah. So
That's with Monster and stuff like that.
yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Good Life, which was on the Graduation album, so that's dope. And probably I would say Watching the Throne album with Jay-Z was dope. Yeah, that was sick. So those 3 albums are sick. But anyways, that was a shit fucking way of talking about Kanye West. Anyways, going back to Kanye though. What? Oh, I missed that. No, going back to Kanye, man. So yeah, Kanye's supposed to be dropping his latest album called Donda.
Yep.
And Donda has been given freaking 3 different release dates in the last month.
He keeps fucking
And he
around.
keeps fucking around with people. He decided to hire out Mercedes Stadium in LA, and has just been airing on live national TV as well as on Instagram Live, Facebook here, whatever you want to fucking check out on live footage. He's just been like giving glimpses and snippets of like him making the album, creating the album and stuff. So it's like, it's pretty dope to see that. But then he's like, obviously, you know, trying to give out the finishing touches, but at the same time, keeps pushing the day back, keeps pushing the day back, keeps pushing the day back. And everyone's like on the edge, and people are like getting to the point where it's like,
Just let us know when it's
the
done.
day Kanye releases Donda is the day I get like a Ferrari or something. Like,
Yeah.
people are pretty much just like almost giving up. But
That can work in 2 ways, can't it? Like it.
it's advertisement, and it's the way of marketing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're selling this like.
But you're hyping people up, but at the same time, don't push too hard because people will disappear.
Trying to break
Yeah.
away from it in a way,
Yeah.
because they're like, oh well, fuck, he's probably not going to drop for another couple of months, because that's what Kanye's renowned
Yeah.
for doing, is he'll say release date and it doesn't come out for another fucking 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's an artist's work, and you know, can't be rushing shit. You know what I mean?
No.
So,
No.
but look, at the end of the day, where I'm going with this Kanye conversation, because I'm, you know, probably dragging it out a little bit too much, but I can't wait for Donda. I know people around the world are looking forward to this album, man. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be sick. And I think a lot of people are saying, from, you know, as Chinese whispers or as words are spread, that the old Kanye is coming back.
It's going to be the Dons.
Interesting.
So, yeah, man, they reckon that like there's gonna be more. It'll be a little bit lyrical miracle, but it's gonna be more very 808s, which is what Kanye was renowned for. He was the king of 808 beats. If people don't know what 808 beats are, Google that shit, because I'm not going to go on a deep dive with that. But 808 beats are sick. And but at the same time, man, you know, Kanye's a hype beast MC, man. The dude just makes he makes slappers. He makes bangers. And, you know, yeah, man, like I'm really excited for this album. It's going to be dope.
No, wicked, man.
So, yeah.
Keen. Keep
Please, Kanye, if you ever listen to this, man, can you sponsor us?
Please.
Please.
I
Nah,
want
man,
some
but
free
we're excited for
Wheaties
Donda, man. It's gonna be dope.
shoes.
But moving on from Kanye, because fuck knows when that actually is gonna come out. Now, this boy, this young, gifted, talented musician,
He is
he goes by the name of Mr. the Kid Leroy.
Leroy.
I don't know why I fucked up pronouncing that. So
The kid.
it's the
Leroy.
Kid Leroy. This young
You get so
gentleman.
choked up on him, bro. It's like you're such a big fan.
I get so nervous about this shit, bro. Never get nervous about my music.
How old is he, Jake?
Bro, he's only 17 years of age. But age is just a number in the music game, so don't stress. He's been through hell and back. This kid is just like, he's absolutely fucking killing it, man. Like, bro, I just read the other day, and for the listeners who obviously are a fan of hip hop or, you know, are into the music world, would have seen that this young lad has just hit #1. He's the first Australian.
Billboard charts, eh?
Yeah, on the Billboard charts, right? So he's the first Australian-born, male-born solo artist to hit #1 in over 40 years
Wow.
on the top 100, bro.
That's insane.
That shit's
That's an
gangster.
achievement, man. And that's an Australian artist, so yeah.
And he's an
Props.
Aussie. He's an Aussie, born and bred, and he's doing us all proud, man. Like, it's so dope to see how far he's gone with his music. And
You were saying the other day as well, taking nothing away from Kid Leroy, but no, not actually. I'm not taking anything away from Kid Leroy, because everything that comes after this has probably got to do a lot with his success at the moment. But you were saying, like, at our meeting the other day, that, like, you know, people are going, "Ooh, Kid Leroy, ooh, #1. Wait, hang on, he's from Australia." Now people are going to start talking about Australia a lot more. Like,
yeah, for sure, man. Like, it's, you know,
he's done great for the country.
he's done well
as well.
He's done
Like-
well to, you know, not only represent his country and his
Put a
home
spotlight on us,
but
yeah.
like it's put the public eye back towards us, which is great, man, because it's like, you know,
Our talent.
and the amount of amazing, like, talented people that come from Australia, man, are just overlooked sometimes, or they get pushed to the side, whatever you name it. Sometimes, you know, we kind of get pushed under the rug because of the American talent is so huge, right? Like the Americans are always killing it in the music game, especially, right? But yeah, man, it's just such a dope experience to see that he's killing it, man. He's like, he's just doing so well, and like you said, man, it's now become a trending topic to talk about Australia, what's going on here, other than just music in general. But you know, it's sick, man. It's put a spotlight back on us, bro. But yeah, this kid, man, he's got so much potential, man. And you know, he's not even in his prime yet, and he's fucking killing it.
He's killing it.
You know, man. And I'm just so happy for him, man. Like, this is dope. He's broke the, like, nothing against rappers in Australia. I love all type of hip hop. I respect all Aussie artists that are in the music game and the rap game. But I just like how he's broke that sort of mold from the Aussie rap scene, and really branched out and broke barriers in where he's going with his music. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so dope, man. And I don't know how such a young lad has gone through so much heartbreak, man. Like, fuck, man. 17 years of age, he's gone through more heartbreak than fucking most people I know, man, that are around my age and older, bro. You know,
first song that he got big on, like, wasn't that supposed to be about like falling in love with like a stripper or a hooker or something like that, and like getting heartbroken about it?
Oh no, it was a famous TikToker / freaking YouTuber, like vlogger or some shit. And then, I mean, he's probably slept with a bunch of.
God, I swear someone was like, yeah, this guy's 17. He's singing about falling in love with a stripper or something.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
I mean,
him and T-Pain need to get together.
Yeah, him and T-Pain. They would make.
Man, how funny was T-Pain's rant from a few weeks back? That was
bro. But it's facts though. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
enough.
A lot of musicians, especially in America,
Do something else.
They follow the trends, don't they?
sound similar at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I've had conversations with a couple of homies recently, and they're like, man, why the fuck do people not make music like what it was in the early 2000s, aka like Akon, T-Pain, Chris Brown. I mean, Chris Brown's, actually, no, I'll take Chris Brown back. I love Chris Brown. He's the man, but he's just next level. Like, no one is better than Chris Brown. So, and if you disagree with me, suck my balls. But, you know what I'm saying? Like love songs were different back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s to what they are now. And obviously, you know, shout out to the rappers of nowadays. Like, you know, the rap game is just crazy fucking good. But it's like there's some similarities in certain parts of the hip hop game, which is like, it's like, oh yeah, this music's dope, this genre's sick, but it's like, it's one kind of catalog. It's like, you know, they are bringing in more different types of catalogs now, especially like grime and like, I mean, in the English grime alone, man, like that's huge now. Like it's massive, and it's become more accepted here, especially and especially in America, man. So like, it's dope that that's accepted, because like English grime is fucking boss, man. Like it's fast, it's trap, it's fucking, it just gives you that hype, that amp, man. And shout out to all the English grime rappers out there, man. They're fucking killing it. Whether you're Stormzy, Skepta, H, freaking all them boys, man, they're just killing it, bro. But even if you're up and coming, man, like it's just good to see that's getting more hype now. I love that shit, man. It's fucking grime is dope. But yeah, you know, but going back to Kid Laroi, man, just to see what he's doing at such a young age, it's wicked that he's given the younger generation hope that, you know, they don't have to go down a tradie path or the stigma of 9 to 5 working job. If they put the passion in and really invest in a career like that, man, that they can be just like him, bro, you know? And like I said, he's 17 years of age, man, and he's a millionaire. He's killing it. Yeah. He's doing songs like with freaking MGK, Justin Bieber, NBA Youngboy, freaking, you know, Marshmello, all those big name artists. Like, fuck, man, you're 17 years of age and you got features with these guys. Like, do you know how long it takes for people to get like hits like that?
There's even people like artists that are big and made it, so to speak, that still, you know, I'm sure that would hit up other big artists and just get blown off.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because they're not respected in that kind of way. But like to be able to break through already and like make such an impact, a massive splash in the water, so to speak, man, where these other big artists are noticing and going, fuck, like we need to rub shoulders. We need to make a track together. We need to get you know,
collabs.
I can hear your voice on my tracks.
I think like to add to that too, man, the dope thing about you know, Leroy is the fact that, you know, I just want to say rest in peace to Juice WRLD real quickly, but, you know, long live Juice, bro, for real. But, you know, everyone knows how amazing and talented and gifted Juice was. And, you know, just before Juice had actually passed back in 2019, he had reached out to Leroy within maybe, say, 4 or 5 months before he came on tour in Sydney and Melbourne, right? He did a small, like, festival tour gig. Like, I think it was for... I can't remember exactly what the festival was. My apologies. But he came here, and because obviously he knew he'd been talking with Leroy. Leroy was signed to their record label. They got real tight. They were like pretty much brothers. Like Juice was like almost like his big brother, man. Yeah. And you know, Leroy learned so much from him, man, and got to understand the way the recording process was for another young talented like artist, you know. And it was just so dope to see how quick he went from. Quick little rundown. Leroy was a Aussie artist kid that was on a radio station competition called Triple J's Unearthed, and he got selected to be in the top 5, and then ended up coming 3rd. And you know, shout out to the other people that were part of that actual competition. I don't know their names now because it was gone back 3-4 years ago. But you know, he was just a young 14, 15-year-old kid at the time, right? And yeah, man, to see him go from that to then meet Juice WRLD, get signed to a record label, do a few hits. Rest in peace, Juice. Unfortunately, passes, and then Leroy gets stuck over in the States because of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour started, and then started making all these hits. Albums came out, LPs came out, and then the album came out, and it's just been booming since. And then now it's just like to see that all happen within a year and a half. Like it's just
crazy.
It's like it was all like a blessing in disguise.
It was like a major blessing in disguise, man. And like on a spiritual side of things and aspects of things, I feel like Juice has just been with him, guiding him the whole time. Yeah. And he even says that in an interview. He's like, I always feel his presence. Like I feel like what he learned and understood at the time of being in Juice's presence will forever live on with him, man. And it's just
awesome.
Like the kids of this generation and people around my age, especially that appreciate and love Juice WRLD, and as well as love the hip hop and R&B music world in general, just can see that, bro, you know? So shout out to Leroy, man. Like, I'm not going to keep preaching and going on anymore, bro, but like we love you, man, and you're doing us all back home proud, man, and it's just, it's sick, and you got so much more potential and so much more to go, man, and I'm just excited to see where he goes, bro, for real. Like,
100%.
Yeah, I'm more than happy for him, and yeah, it's going to be dope to see his career and what he does in the next couple of years, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick. Moving forward, though,
what else you got?
You know, my boy, Mr. MGK.
Mr. Machine.
Machine Gun Kelly. The Gunner.
He's killing it.
Man, if there's someone who's...
Machine Gun killing it.
Hey! God damn it. Yo, if there's anyone that's killing it in the game right now, also...
MGK stands for My Guy Killing It.
My Guy Killing It. Shit.
All right.
Yo, so with MGK, but man, for real, it's dope to see what he's doing, man. He's set the bar so high up that no one can fucking stop him when it comes to the fucking music game, bro. He's broke down so many fucking barriers and pretty much said, fuck anyone that thinks I can't do this type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gone from being the baddest motherfucker in the rap game since 2010 to fucking now being one of the highest, most listened to artists in the punk rock realm. And, you know, he's just killing it, man. He's acting from, you know, the movie The DOTRT, which is part of Motley Crue's documentary.
He played Tommy Lee.
And absolutely slayed that. And then since then, he's just been doing big-ass movies. What was that movie that he was in and he was part of The Blindfold? It was Netflix.
Yeah. It was a horror.
It was a horror.
Bird Box.
Yeah,
Bird Box.
That's right.
Roadblocks.
He was also in that one where the text message game, they will fucking meet up at the end.
Oh, yeah, it's like...
is it Dare or something? Or
I've not seen that.
Ah, fuck knows, man. But anyways, bro,
Truth or Dare? I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was good.
Like, to kill it in the fashion game as well, man. Like, he's just...
It's a triple threat.
He's breaking the stigma, and he's making people realize that you can fucking do whatever you want in the music game as long as you put the time and effort in and invest and actually understand that specific culture of that genre. And it's just so dope to see how, like, he went from one thing to another. And the thing is, he's still gone back and forth, whether it be to the rap game, to the punk game, to the rock game.
Doing what he wants.
And it's just like, but it's so dope because he's just created more different crowds to merge as one big fan base.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's so fucking badass. Like, there's not really a lot of artists that are doing that in this generation.
It's not
right
really
now.
anymore.
There is. I
like-
mean, don't get me wrong. There's more. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there's
yeah.
more artists coming up trying to get involved as that now,
Yeah.
which is sick. But
But he's top of the game.
I don't really know anyone that's done that in the last fucking
Nah.
say 10, 15 years, man.
No, but what I was going to say is it's kind of breaking that again. That mold. It's knocked down those walls between like. Remember when we were growing up? It's like, oh, you're into rap. I'm into new metal. You know,
Yeah.
metal
Yeah.
all the way, like kind of thing. And
Yeah,
like,
it was kind of like
yeah,
a
it's
battle
like-
of the
yeah.
genres, man.
Yeah, it was. Now it's like,
Oh, dope, man. I'm a fan of hip hop and I'm a fan of jazz.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck ever used to say that back like 20 years ago?
yeah,
You know, what I mean, it was probably
it's like it's
not
ju-
really
it's
talked
just-
about much,
It's
but
just music now.
yeah, it's just
that's all
it's
it is.
like the
Yeah.
appreciation for music is so sick, man. Because it's like I'm a backpack fan of music. I mean, I don't even really want to say that, but like I am.
Yeah.
And I love music, and you guys do too, of course. Been in and out of bands all the time and shit, but like, you know, it's just it's so sick to see an artist like this be so influential
Influential.
Influenza.
on you know, whatever. Nah, but it's really fucking dope to see where he's going with his catalog, man.
Yeah.
It's sick.
He's
bro.
he's
So-
literally doing what he wants
Yeah.
to do instead of trying to stay within the confines of what the industry tells him to
yeah,
do.
and he literally
Yes.
says fuck the industry. And I love that because it's like it's so true, man. It's like you don't have to fucking build yourself in a box and stay in that category.
Yeah.
You know, it's sick. So
It's
shout out to
yeah.
MGK, man. I'm so keen for wait, what was it?
So keen for my guy killing it.
Born with Horns. I don't know why it took me so long to fucking remember the name of the album. It's an up-and-coming album that's coming out. So, yeah, shout out to MGK, man. I'm fucking keen for this album, bro. It's going to be dope. Once again, also produced by the fucking GOAT himself, Travis Barker.
Yeah,
He's just been
yeah.
absolutely slaying it. You know what I mean? I just want to do a quick shout out to Mark Hoppus too, man. He's been going through chemo. He is, for the people that don't know who Mark Hoppus is, he was the bass player of Blink-182, one of the best bands to ever
is the bass
fucking
player.
exist. And, you know, yeah, shout out to him, man. And hopefully the chemo is working for him.
Yeah, we're sending positivity to his way and
To his
hopefully
to his
has-
family and himself, yeah, for sure.
Hopefully gets through this rough time.
Yeah.
And all that
Absolutely. So Travis comes from a band called Blink-182, and he's the drummer of that band. And yeah, he's just heavily got into producing in the last, say, 3-4 years, with all these massive MCs or rappers or whatever you would like to call them. And it's just so dope, man. Like to see that he's a part of this, and like him and Kells, aka Machine Gun Kelly, they've just been like long lost brothers, man. In the
They've
last,
been like this.
yeah, like
Yeah.
in the last 2 years, man, the music that
Yeah.
those two have created is just like, holy shit. It feels like I'm in that Blink era again.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the early 2000s, bro, you know?
Yeah.
You
And
know
I'm
what?
just
You know
like-
what I love seeing about with Travis doing not only just producing all these great acts and artists. You see in the video clips, he's always in the background. He's got his drum kit set up and he's playing along to the actual tracks. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's so cool that he gets involved with that side of it as well. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man, like, I don't care what anyone says, man, like, being a drummer is probably the best thing in a
Oh,
band.
sorry, I gotta say.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to be biased, but like being a drummer or a guitarist.
You're right.
I got a sneeze
You
coming. It's
sneeze?
gone, it's gone now. It's gone.
Anyways,
Sorry.
I'm dribbling shit. Forget
Ah.
about that.
I wanted to just chime in quickly with what you were saying about MGK, like saying literally "fuck the industry" kind of thing. You know, you're
Yeah.
not going to put me into a
box.
a box kind of thing. That kind of leads down the path of like an article. You might have read this, or maybe you have as well. This is a little bit more specific around when bands and artists, you know, generally sign up to record labels. They're kind of confined within what they can and can't do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
for
like
sure.
they're signed on for a number of years, weeks, albums, whatever it is.
Yep.
And they cannot break that until it's done.
Because the labels are fucking them over, bro.
Yeah, because the labels want to make money off them, and until that contract is kind of fulfilled,
Yep.
then like,
They
and if
can't
you leave
do
early,
shit.
they can't make that money off you anymore, right? Sean Crahan from Clown, he's Clown from
Yes,
Slipknot.
the other
He
goat.
recently got on a interview saying that shortly Slipknot are actually going to be getting off
The label. Yeah, they're going to be
They didn't
self-independent.
make as much as what you think.
And that's the
those
thing
guys
too.
with
So
their
for up and
contract.
coming artists and listeners that are wanting to get involved in the music industry, do your research, man. Understand the labels. Realize that they could potentially fuck you over.
Yeah.
Because
Get
a
your
lot of
shit
the
looked
time,
over.
these big artists, man, they sign to big record labels' names, so they say, so they think, and then
But they
don't
signed
realize
it
that
reading.
they see these millions, right? But it's like
Yeah, you don't own your music.
you don't
or
own
anything
your
like-
music.
yeah.
So if you want to fucking leave, man, you're leaving with nothing.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
why
much.
And that's what
Sorry, right?
And I mean, I know that's a big rabbit hole. Sorry to cut you boys off, but that's another rabbit hole that we'll get into another topic another time. But
Yeah.
the industry is pretty fucked for that shit, man.
And this is, well, obviously we're driving into like, you know, the very tippy top of like issue, these kind of rabbit holes, right?
Yeah.
sure.
But this is, I guess, like we were talking about just before, like we're going to be talking about more of this kind of stuff more specifically. If you want to hear more of this kind of stuff, this is where we're going to kind of go into that niche.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jakey Ball here, obviously, as you can see, incredibly passionate about it.
For
You know,
sure.
like it's like leaping out of his fucking skin here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I could, like you said, you know, man, I could talk about this shit for hours, bro.
Yeah.
But
And
for
you're gonna have
now,
the
this is
opportunity
just more of
it's a
appreciation.
teaser.
It's a
This is
test.
as you will, a taste tester or a bit of a.
Yeah, that tasted really good.
It's more of a appreciation
Yeah.
topic right now to talk about these artists
Yeah.
that I'm talking about because I'm just really excited because I like to go into monthly releases. That's where I want to go with this particular niche that I've got going on for myself.
Yep.
But yeah, man, like I said, you know, the industry is pretty hectic. It's good and it's bad. Like, just like anything, really. But, you know, if you are an artist listening to our podcast right now, man, please, for the love of God, choose the self-independent way if you can. It's going to be a lot longer and it's a lot harder, a little bit more difficult. But it'll be worth it in the end because at the end of the day,
yeah, you own
you'll be
everything.
making that motherfucking money and that bank is yours. You own the rights to everything.
What were you going to say, Chris?
That's pretty much what I was leading to.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that most artists these days are doing it themselves. They produce themselves. They make it all. They create it all, and they do it under their own umbrella, not reaching out to a record label or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say in this generation that it's a lot easier than when it was, you know, from say before technology time. But then again, it is because of self-marketing and you've got social.
There's more opportunity.
There is. There's a lot more opportunities, but it is still difficult, man, because like you said, there's a lot of fucking people that are wanting to become an artist or to be in a band, you know. So it's more hunger, more driven now to want to be a musician. But that's the thing. It's like an overload, you know, and they're only going to pick out that one out of that fucking meal that's trying to do this shit. So, yeah, you know, I mean, look, that's another rabbit hole. Be unique and all that beautiful stuff. But like I said, do your research on your labels that you will be eventually signing to, or if you want to sign to. So because it could bite you in the ass, and you know we don't want that to
Have
happen.
a really good lawyer too.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
On that
but
note-
anyways, sorry.
On that note, rabbit holes, rabbits live out in the wilderness. Bears, black bear.
Oh,
What are you gonna tell us
I
about
see
that?
what you did there, bro. And that's
Wow,
sick.
Ray.
You just took that to a whole dark, twisted fantasy, yeah. That's not a Kanye pun, by the way. No,
I can't bear another one of those, Ray.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah, so my boy Black
you're
Bear,
really clawing at it now, aren't you?
man, Black Bear, he's such a dope artist, man. Like, I've only recently got into him about I'd say a year ago.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I've been a fan of him for yonks, man.
You've showed
like,
me a few of his songs.
He's a definition of emo pop punk / rap.
Again, another boundary breaker, wall collapser, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Preach, brother. Amen. Nah, he honestly, dude, like this guy is been on probably most rappers' albums that have those songs that just you feel like you're thinking about life, driving at home, on your way home from wherever you've come from, whether it be from work or whatever, but it's like a rainy day kind of like he's got that theoretical voice about him. You know, it's like hell unique, and at the same time, he's a storyteller, man, and he's a fucking lover, bro. He's a lover. Like he's broken girls' hearts. He's had his heart broken fucking multiple times, and man, his music just takes me on a journey, bro. Like, and I think if anyone is listening to this and wants to know who Black Bear is or who I'm talking about, type in Black Bear on YouTube or whatever musical content that you will go to find him, and yeah, man, just like chuck him on your headphones, preferably your headphones, or if not in the car by yourself. And yeah, like it's some real sad boy shit, but it's good, man. I love it.
Some of that depression pop, is it?
It is, man. It's depression pop, bro. But it's also like it makes you think about shit that you take for granted, or you may have not realized had happened in your previous relationship, or even in your current relationship, man. So yeah, shout out to
Power of music, eh?
yeah, for sure, man. So shout out to Black Bear, man,
Respect that.
and his new EP that's just dropped called Misery Lake.
Yep.
It's a real heartbreak LP, but it's also got it's got a couple of slaps on it too, man.
Yep.
But yeah, it gets you in the feels, bro. I like it. It's good,
Couple
man.
of slaps.
Bit of a it's a bit of a switch up, man. But you know, he's got some good artists that have featured on this album too, man. Like some this LP I should say. But you know, he's got like artists like the like of Travis Barker again, mad musician drummer. I think he helped him produce the album a little bit too. So that's
That wouldn't surprise me.
so that's pretty dope. But I mean,
Yeah.
look, they're all from LA, man. So they're pretty close. You know, all of the musicians out there. So it's pretty dope to have Trav on that. And then there's another artist that I found recently from this LP. Her name is Tate. I want to say this correctly. McRae. Tate McRae. Tate McRae, man. Her music is like. No, sorry. I take that back. It's not Tate McRae. Tate McRae is featured on the album. I don't really know too much about Tate McRae. It's the other artist that's on the album. It's called Sasha Alex Salone. Sasha, she's she's like got a mixture of like different genres that she adds into one song. Like she'll go from indie folk at one point to then all of a sudden be pop, then to be like alternative pop.
Yep.
You know, like it's like what the hell? Like it's kind of like, you know, like those songs like that you'd hear with like Martin Garrix or fucking on like what are those
like EDM kind of stuff.
EDM kind of stuff.
Right,
yeah, but then it's also like beach chilled out or stoner music that you play on YouTube, like just a random fucking
Yeah.
But like her voice is just, it's one of those ones that's just like
Takes
hell
you away.
mellow, and it's like it takes you like, it's like dreamy, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I only discovered her literally like last week when I found the album. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so it's crazy. Like so I haven't really listened to a lot of her stuff, but she's even done a feature with my boy G.
Hey.
Shout out to Jeezy. Oh man,
Geezy.
we'll get onto Mr. Jeezy later.
He
on.
hasn't dropped anything in a while, has he?
No, bro, but
Yeah.
There's stuff coming up.
it's been a fucking year and a half, bro. He's been waiting to announce these things happen too, right?
Yeah.
That album changed my fucking life, bro, and it helped me through a lot of dark times in my life. And like that's why he's my favorite. He's the GOAT, and not just because of me saying that he's the greatest, but if you haven't listened to Jeezy already, please get around it. He's a gentleman, and he's another theoretical artist / rapper, MC, you name it, man. He kills it.
Yep.
But yeah, so shout out to Black Bear and his new LP Misery Lake, man. It's
Give it a listen.
it's a very good sad boy tune, and
If I had an aux in my car, I would listen to it on the way
for
home.
sure, man.
Can't
If you like
lie.
Heartbreak and Misery, that's your bread and butter, baby. So get around it.
Happy days.
But look, on the music talk, man, you know, I've got a lot more stuff I want to dive into eventually.
Yep.
But you know, they're just a couple of top names I could think of with the latest releases.
So we've got some cool stuff coming up. You know, for here in WA, it's going to be summer in a couple of months.
Oh, hell
Some
yeah,
cool
man.
stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
Come
so
sooner.
I'm excited, man. Like that, and you know, you nailed it on the head, bro. So with these albums that have just been released or these singles that I've been talking about, like especially with the Kanye, man, like I cannot wait during the springtime. Weather's getting warmer, bro. Lounging around, getting all the suntans, all the sunburns, really, because my pasty white skin can't handle it. Get my mojitos, cocktails, bit of whiskey, and just kicking back with the homies, man. And a couple of homies if they're willing to come kick back and listen to some tunes, man.
Nice.
So I'm excited, man. But I'm excited for all these artists to release their music, man. And you know, I'm excited to talk about music in general more often, man. And hopefully,
I'm excited, man, because it's going to be good. It's going to help. Like, there's nothing really out there at the moment that really talks about. I mean, there is like, there's a few podcasts, a few YouTube videos, and stuff like that will talk about, you know, new releases and reviews and stuff like that as well. But like, I think you're going to take it to another level as well, like talking about like how it affect, like how you feel about it personally, rather than looking at it from like an industry level, like
and point of view. Yeah,
you're
for sure, man.
giving a review more, I guess, on your personal.
Absolutely, man.
aspect.
And like with the, you know, the whole perspective around certain album releases, and when you hear like the big radio stations pretty much repeat themselves and say the same shit as the next radio station says,
Yeah.
it's like, nah, fuck that. I want to have my personal experience, but I also want to hear what you guys have to say and share with me in my comments, and whether it be on my personal Instagram page or my Facebook page, or if not, even on the dudes page in general.
Yeah.
It'd be good to get some feedback, and then we can discuss like fan to fan. Of music, you know, just in general. So like, yeah, and even I'll get into a fashion side of things later on down the track, and you know, because I love fashion and all those good things, man. So I'm ready to talk about urban and pop culture more on the podcast, bro. And thanks for letting me share a little bit of this.
Absolutely,
I
man.
just thought I'd throw something in here really quickly on the subject of like pop culture and music as well.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm sure you guys and all the listeners out there know who Megan Thee Stallion is, right?
Yeah.
Apparently
sir.
she's not apparently like she is. She's fucking killing it at the moment, and she's incredible. I love listening to her music, by the way. But I did read that she is going to be playing the She-Hulk in the MC.
Oh, really?
Movies, yeah.
What?
How awesome is
That
that?
is sick.
That's
Yeah.
so badass, man.
And I'm
As
like,
if she couldn't get any sexier, bro.
I know, I cannot wait to see this. I love you, Megan.
So white, I love it. So good.
I just want to throw that in there. Like, that's
Nah,
cool.
shout
like,
out to Meg, man. That's
Yeah.
gangster as fuck, bro.
nice.
Hell yeah, but no, look, boys, I'm excited to share this hip hop news, if you will. I don't really want to call it that segue, but you know, I'm excited to talk about music and just
We'll have a cool name for it eventually.
yeah, we'll come up with something dope, you know.
Yeah,
But like in
we
the
might,
meantime, I'm just happy to share this stuff and what my interests are, and you know, obviously we're going to talk about other topics, and you know, I think this will be pretty important when we have guests on, but more the less when we just have our own episodes, man. So you know, I'm
absolutely.
excited to share it with you guys. So.
It's an opportunity, I guess, just to go back to, you know, while we're doing these little separate segments, as well as just it gives us more of an opportunity to have an area where we can tunnel down it, you know, to allow us to go down those rabbit holes without feeling like we're going on a massive ride or a rant, you know, down that rabbit hole. It's like we're allowed to because that's what that episode and those segments are about.
Yeah, we have a lot of things that we want to share.
Yeah.
We have a lot of information that we learn and see, and we want to share it with you guys too. Whether you're into the subject or not, that's, you know, if you're into
don't
music,
listen.
fitness, or aerial phenomena, whatever you're into, check us out and you can learn something new on the subject.